After that fabulous introduction, you can't be anything but fired up and ready to race. The third event of the weekend here at Misano. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to race 3 of the FIA Formula Regional European F3 Championship. Just a few moments away from the start of this, the final event of the weekend.
Gianluca, a good start, but are you happy with your performance so far? You understand? Are you happy with your performance so far, or it could be better?
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad this weekend. Yesterday in the race, missed a little bit of pace compared to V1. We're trying to improve today and get as many points as possible.
Thank you.
Jean-Luc Petikov to start on the front row of the grid alongside his teammate, Arthur Leclerc, who we'll try and get a word with in just a moment. Arthur winning race 2, held under lights here last night. Leclerc, car 14, Petikov in car 10. Let's go down to Camilla with the pole sitter from Monte Carlo.
Hi, Arthur. What's your goals for today? What's your goal for today?
I think yesterday's race was quite good, so today will be to improve even more the consistency and to take a good start. We saw that it was a key, so yeah, I will do my best today.
Arthur Leclerc, who crashed after just a few hundred metres of race 1, fought back to win race 2, starts race 3. There he is, car 14 on pole position. Petikov, that's Yuri Vips for KIC Motorsport in car 4. And it's Oliver Rasmussen. He won race 1 yesterday. The KIC Motorsport team, they've got a 3-car attack. There's Patrick Pasma. We go to Pierre-Louis Chauvet from Menton in the south of France, who was in really racy form. In the background, incidentally, no, it's not downtown Baghdad, but we've got new pit garages being built here at Misano. The MotoGP race to be held here in just over a month's time, September 13, in fact. So we look at the grid for you. It's little Leclerc and the boy from Brazil on the front row. Then it's Yuri Vips, and the race 1 winner, Oliver Rasmussen. Patrick Pasma, Pierre-Louis Chauvet for Van Amersfoort Racing. Jamie Chadwick in car 55 is alongside Consta Lapalainen. Julien Henrion, the second French driver, and Emilio Pesce for DR Formula, and Andrea Cola for Mono Light Racing. So you look at the Danish flag, that is critical. Well, it's noteworthy, let's put it that way. Oliver Rasmussen from Denmark won race 1 yesterday for the Prema Power team. We go back 12 months, 2019. It was Frederick Vesti from Denmark who won the first race at Paul Ricard just over 12 months ago. So you look at Pierre-Louis Chauvet, and of course Frederick going on to dominate the 2019 series. Okay, I'll be honest, it's now August, so it was well over 12 months ago. We finally do make a start the first weekend in August as you look at the youngest of the 3 Leclerc brothers, car 14 for the Prema Power team, the Ferrari Junior. That's Consta Lapalainen from Espoo in Finland. And I'm almost positive I did not pronounce that correctly. If you didn't grow up in Finland, near impossible to speak more than a few words of that language. So the 1 minute board goes up. And we get ready to race. It's great to have your company wherever you are watching us live all around the world. From the MotoGP circuit, that is Misano. This is race 3 of the FIA Formula Regional European F3 Championship, presented to you by WSK Promotion. Finally, we do get the championship underway here this weekend at Misano. Yes, you can see there are a few cars and drivers missing. We're just thankful to be on track here this weekend, and we look forward to the grid growing in the next few rounds, I should say. From here, 3 weeks' time, 23rd of August at the Paul Ricard circuit in the south of France, as Leclerc is slow to get away. Well, this is the formation lap. Yuri Vips. Can he take the fight up to the Prema Power team? There is Pierre-Louis Chauvet, Alessandro Famolaro for Team Van Amersfoort Racing. A last-minute withdrawal. His car is actually parked in the garage here at Misano, missing a driver. There's the monolight racing entry of Andrea Cola the last few seasons, racing in Eastern Europe and also testing GT cars. The monolight racing team, car 99 for the 21-year-old from the eternal city of Rome, Andrea Cola. The formation lap here for race 3. Oliver Rasmussen winning race 1. It was a sensational start to the season when Vips came together with Leclerc and Petikov. Leclerc was out after just a few hundred metres. Petikov had to pit for a new right rear Pirelli tyre, and Vips went on to finish the race but was penalised. Arthur fought back to win race 2. Rasmussen winning race 1. There's Jamie going through in car 55. She was on the podium in race 1 yesterday. Held 5th until about 5 minutes to the checkered flag when she faded to 8th. The final set of Pirelli tyres, to be more accurate, the best 4 out of the 2 sets that the drivers have used thus far this weekend throughout qualifying and the 2 races we have competed thus far. So much support for, let's say it for one final time. No, it won't be the final time. Oh, Menino do Brasil, the boy from Brazil. That is Gianluca Petikov in car 10. The KIC Motorsport team. Watch on from pit lane. There's Arthur to the right. GP to the left. We welcome you to Misano, race 3 of the FIA Formula Regional European Championship. Ian Silvestrin with you trackside here on the Adriatic coast. The green flag at the back of the track. We race. Consta darts out from the middle of the pack. Around the outside goes Yuri Vips as Petikov takes the lead from Leclerc. Vips slots into 3rd place, but not for long. Rasmussen races through into 3rd place. Vips initially getting the jump, but he's now been pushed back to 4th place ahead of his teammate. There's Jamie going through ahead of Pierre-Louis Chauvet on the opening lap of the race. Emilio Pesce, great start in the 41DR Formula entry. They race down to La Quercia corner, turn 8 for the first time. Leclerc runs out wide, locks the brake. Down into turn 8, Petikov leads. There's Consta going through ahead of Gillian Henrion. Side by side go the 2 Prema Power Team drivers. It almost ended in tears right there and then. Now they race on to the back straight. Petikov from Leclerc, Rasmussen gives the slipstream to Yuri Vips behind him. There's Pasma, Jamie. She's being hounded by Pierre-Louis Chauvet, the racy young French driver. As Petikov goes defensive, Rasmussen tries to take 2nd place from his teammate. Yuri Vips watches the 3 red and white cars from Vicenza. Team Prema Power Team. The Ferrari Juniors run 1 and 2. They come across the line for the first time. It's the boy from Brazil ahead of little Leclerc. And the race 1 winner, Oliver Rasmussen, the French-born Dane in 3rd place. There's Chauvet, car 3 for Van Amersfoort Racing. Vips, Pasma, the Travel Planet VAR car of Chauvet in 7th place behind Chadwick, who's proven to be the toughest nut to crack here this weekend. She's so hard to pass. Unintimidatable. I suspect that's not a real word in the English language, but you understand. She's so hard to get by in car 55, the Rodenbach machine. We understand it is late in the evening, possibly even Monday morning down in New Zealand, where the Roden Cars team are watching on live their driver, car 55. Jamie Chadwick defends from Pierre-Louis Chauvet down the back straight for the 2nd time. Take a look at the start, the 2nd row of the grid. Yuri Vips tried to take Leclerc. Petikov just drove straight towards turn 1 as Leclerc just a little bit slow off the line, but recovers into 2nd place. Vips closes in on the back of Rasmussen, the race 1 winner from Denmark. out of turn 16. They start lap 3 now. Leclerc gets the toe. As Petikov leads the field. There's Vips from his teammate Pasma. The Estonian was to have been racing in Japan in the Super Formula Series. There's Pierre-Louis Chauvet, car 3, the Travel Planet Van Amersfoort racing entry. And once again, a fabulous battle between Emilio Pesce, Konsta Lapalainen, Gillian Henrion. The GTE events, 33 car of the driver from France, a small family-run team, mixing it with the best here this weekend. Not a huge budget, not a big fancy transporter, as Konsta takes Emilio Pesce, who holds on around the outside, runs off the circuit. Henrion will virtually get the place as well. Pesce makes contact with the back of Lapalainen, smacks into the grass, the Finnish driver is out. Pesce through the grass, Lapalainen, his race is over. We'll try and bring you a replay of that in just a moment, as Pierre-Louis once again tries the outside of Jamie C. Has to get out of the throttle, Lapalainen is out. Controversy here in the opening stages. Let's take a look at the replay. It was a fabulous dice between the Italian and the Finn. Pesce running off the circuit. Henrion keeping his nose clean. Oh, the front left of Emilio's car running into the right rear of Konsta. Lapalainen would not have known what happened. No indication, no warning, sent off through the grass. Pesce is furious, and it looks as though he's got a damaged front left as well. We'll see if he makes a trip into pit lane. He doesn't even get that far. He's parked on the side of the circuit, and the Italian on debut in Formula 3 has retired. The cars are off the racing line. So at the moment, it is just a local yellow only. That's a real shame, because Pesce and Lapalainen entertained us superbly yesterday. Just a local yellow. As they go down through turn 10, or Tramonto, literally translates into Sunset Corner. So Petikov continues to lead from Leclerc. Rasmussen, Vips, Pasma, Chadwick, Chauvet, Henrion, and Andrea Cola, car 99 for Team Monolight Racing. Double yellow flags down into turn 10 as they retrieve the cars of Lapalainen and Emilio Pesce. So the Finn and the Italian have retired from this race. Petikov, the South American, across the line. There's Rasmussen ahead of Vips. There's Yuri in car 4. Jamie in car 55 ahead of Pierre-Louis Chauvet. And Gillian Henrion, the French drivers, chasing down the 22-year-old English W Series champion from 2019. She's got the widest car here this weekend, does Jamie Chadwick. Finished on the podium in race 1 in car 55. She goes through the right-hander now. The Roden cars backed entry. Spent time down in New Zealand testing the Roden FZ and also Nelson Piquet's former GP2 car at Roden's private test circuit down in the South Island of NZ, where it's late on Sunday night, early Monday morning. The black 55 machine in 6th place behind Pasma and ahead of the 2 French drivers, Pierre-Louis Chauvet and Gillian Henrion. There's the double waved yellow flags for Konsta Lapalainen. His teammate Yuri Vips tries to get the toe from Rasmussen, the race 1 winner. Emilio Pesce, his car abandoned to the left of your screen. It was a few moments ago. He's out. That's a real shame for him. We expect to see the DR Formula team back with a 2-car attack for the next round of the series, which takes place in 3 weeks' time at the Paul Ricard Grand Prix circuit in the south of France on the 23rd of August. After that, we go to the fabulous Red Bull Ring in Austria on the 13th of September, as Vips tries to get the toe down into Variante del Parco, turns 1, 2, and 3. Here at the circuit that was built half a century ago. Yeah, so from Paul Ricard, we go to the Red Bull Ring in Austria on the 13th of September. Mugello, which will host the 1000th FIA Formula One World Championship Grand Prix in a few weeks' time off memory. We go to Monza, the Cathedral of Speed, on the 18th of October. Barcelona on the 1st of November. And the series concludes just a few weeks before Christmas at Vallelunga to the north of the eternal city of Rome. The second season of the FIA Formula Regional European F3 Championship. Vips a late entry after travel restrictions meant that he could not race Super Formula over in the land of the rising sun. Their loss, our gain. He runs in P4 behind the Prema Power Team trio. It's the boy from Brazil, Little Leclerc, and the race one winner, Oliver Rasmussen. Vips, the Estonian, up against his former team. He actually took out the Italian F4 Championship rookie title in 2016 for the Prema Power Team when he was teammates to Marcus Armstrong and Mick Schumacher. And he's got his former teammates ahead of him. Tries to get the toe from Rasmussen. There's Pasma. He finished second in the opening race yesterday. Down into turn one. Tipped as a potential for the Toro Rosso Formula One team in 2021. Actually, that's not right, is it? It's the Alfa Tauri. Let's emulate Prince, the team formerly known as Minardi. Let's put it that way, the team that is located less than an hour's drive from here at Faenza, not far from Imola, where we race later on in the season. Vips, a potential replacement or potential addition to the Formula One World Championship. The Red Bull Junior in fourth place in car 4 for KIC Motorsport, the team run by Petri Lapalainen. Petri, the Finnish Scandinavian GT champion, GT3 champion in 2008, 9 and 10. Father of Consta, who has retired after that crash earlier on, as Little Leclerc goes down the inside and tries to take Petakov. Just lets his teammate know he's there. They've dropped off this battle for third between Rasmussen and Vips. The empty grandstands, unfortunately it has to be that way. You know why here at Misano. No chance of 100,000 plus MotoGP style crowd. But we're thankful to be back on track racing here the first weekend of August. The FIA Formula Regional Euro Champs, Rasmussen, still in third place. The 19-year-old, last couple of seasons racing in the Italian F4 Championship, actually ventured down to race the Toyota Racing Series in New Zealand at the start of the season. In identical Tartus 318 chassis, albeit different tyres and engines, but it is the same car. And he took 2 podiums down on the bottom side of the world, the other end of the planet. Yeah, it is a long way, believe me. But he took 2 podiums down there. It was a good warm-up for this, the 2020 season, which has got a late start, but it's underway. The first racing weekend here at Misano. Vips in fourth place behind Rasmussen. Yuri, who took 4 podiums, 4 race wins, in fact, as you look at the Prema Power Team. 4 wins in the FIA Formula 3 Championship last season. Started the year testing over at Suzuka in Super Formula, the cars that are not that far off Formula 1 speed. And he runs in fourth place for KIC Motorsport. There's his teammate Pasma. Car 5, position 5. On the podium in race 1 yesterday, he's dropped off Jamie C. She's in 6th from Chauvet and Henrion, the 2 French drivers. Arthur tries to get fresh air, feeding the turbocharged Alfa Romeo engine, just putting out under 300 horsepower. The Pirelli tyres, the rubber painted onto the circuit here at Misano. Rasmussen runs that little bit wide. Vips follows him through. You saw Oliver working the wheel there. Former Cosmic Racing Department team driver in international karting. So many years of experience in WSK International Kart Racing is Oliver. He's in third, still being hounded by Vips, and Pasma is actually catching the both of them. Car 4, position 4. Car 5, position 5. Vips and Pasma for KIC Motorsport. As we approach half race distance. Take a look at the replay coming on to the straight. Launches! Does Pierre-Louis Chauvet, and then turns that 3 Van Amersfoort racing car into a lawnmower. Watch this WRX Rallycross style. The debris flies. He does not lift. That was a big moment for Pierre-Louis. Almost threw it into the wall right there and then. Does continue on. But the gap to Jamie Chadwick, who he was trying to chase down and pass, has now blown out to over 2 seconds as Leclerc just follows his teammate. Petikov from Sao Paulo in South America. So much support for Os Meninos do Brasil. Os Meninos do Brasil, I should say, the boys from Brazil. The shell-backed entry. Head of the youngest of the 3 Leclerc brothers, Lorenzo Charles, watching their younger sibling run in position 2 here this morning. Arthur, the 2nd generation racer. His late father, Harvey, competing in Formula 3 back in the late 80s and 90s. Also a pretty handy international kart racer as well, he was. The Ferrari Junior in 2nd place just shadows Petikov. You suspect he's waiting for the final stages of the race to try and make his move. Vips just falls back a little bit from Rasmussen. There's Pasma coming onto the straight. Petikov doing a perfect job. The team that took 13 victories last year with Frederick Vesti and the title as well. Enzo Fittipaldi finishing in 2nd. Last year, DR Formula taking 4 victories with Igor Fraga, and also US Racing. We hope to see back for the next round. A late withdrawal for this round. As Leclerc runs off the road, almost emulates Pierre-Louis Chauvet, cleans the tyres going into turn 1. A big moment there for Arthur, and that gives Petikov a lead now of more than 1 second. Let's take a look at the replay. Arthur coming out of turn 16 onto the straight. Take a look at this. Clips the ripple strip onto the grass. Wow. Immediately checks the mirrors. Suspect the floor badly damaged. He'll have to limp it to the line there. The grass flies. The debris on the bitumen. And the dirt on his tyres. Petikov now with a lead of 1.5 seconds. Back to Arthur. So can Jean-Luca take his first Formula 3 victory here this morning? There's Vips. He's getting closer to the back of Rasmussen. We've passed half race distance here at Misano. Yuri Vips, P4 in car 4 for KIC Motorsport. Leclerc has potentially lost any chance of victory here this morning. Yuri goes through in 4th place. We'll check the gap next time round from Jean-Luca. Back to Arthur. Oh, for our French-speaking listeners, adieu Leclerc en français. But as we are doing the broadcast in English, we'll pronounce it with the English accent. Arthur Leclerc from Monte Carlo, Monaco. En français, adieu Leclerc du Monte Carlo. There's Jamie Chadwick going through in car 55, the 22-year-old from Bath in Somerset, England. Having a good run here this morning. She had some technical issues on Friday morning, missed much of first practice. She fought back for that super first up podium. Last year's W Series champion, which is not running this year in 2020. Their loss, our gain, car 55, position 6. It is exactly the same car that she raced in 2019, albeit with different tyres. The Tartus T318 chassis. The Autotecnica Alfa Romeo turbocharged engine. And the Pirelli tyres, of course. The Travel Planet Van Amersfoort Racing entry. As we mentioned, Alessandro Famolaro, his car is here, parked in the garage, missing a driver. Gillian Henrion comes onto the straight. So we hope to see Van Amersfoort Racing back with a two-car attack for the next round of the series. But we're just thankful to be underway finally in 2020. At least the championship has started, and we've got a commencement for the second season of the FIA Formula Regional European Championship. Incidentally, also this weekend, the Formula Regional concept takes off across the world. The first round of the Japanese Formula Regional European Championship taking place at Fuji Speedway. And the second round of the US Formula Regional Americas Series taking place overnight at Barber Motorsports Park in Alabama, Birmingham. Linus Lundqvist taking the victory from Victor Franzoni, and the Aussie Josh Carr, well done mate, on the podium in third place. Linus in Formula Regional Americas, Formula Regional Japan, and this is Formula Regional Europe. The F3 series, which is once again being dominated by Prema. This is the opening round of the series. Arthur Leclerc in second place. We've just been told under investigation. He's dropped back 1.3 seconds behind his teammate. Under investigation for possibly not respecting the yellow flag in the third sector. So Arthur in second place, under investigation, dropping back from his teammate. Of course, he ran off the road at this corner they're approaching now just a few laps ago. Second place, but under investigation. There's Rasmussen. Third for the Dane. The grass still on the circuit that was put there by Arthur when he almost put it into the wall. But he's in second place. He set the fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 30.626 for the driver from Monte Carlo in second. Rasmussen, there's Vips, KIC Motorsport. Of course, Lappalainen going out in the opening stages of the race with Emilio Pesce after they entertained us beautifully yesterday in races 1 and 2. That's a real shame. We'll see them back for the next round of the series in 3 weeks at the Paul Ricard circuit in the south of France. Patrick going through car 5. As Arthur, confirmation of his fastest lap earlier on today. Earlier on in this race, in second place. The gap's now down to a second, so he is catching his teammate, lining it up for one final chance. There's Jamie coming onto the back straight, car 55. Behind her is Chauvet and Henrion, the two French drivers, Andrea Colla, the Roman in car 99 for Team Monolight Racing. As we approach the closing stages of the Formula Regional European F3 Championship from Misano. These Pirelli tyres are approaching near on a full Grand Prix race distance. With the exception of the safety car in race 1 yesterday, we do just over 80 kilometres in each of the 3 races. So around about 270 kilometres of racing, plus the 2 qualifyings here this weekend. And at a long, fast circuit like Paul Ricard, where we race in 3 weeks' time, we may even pass a full Grand Prix distance of 300 kilometres. So Petikov, Leclerc, Rasmussen, Vips, Pasma, and Jamie Chadwick. 2 French drivers, Andrea Colla. Pesce is out, Lappalainen is out. Unfortunately, robbing us of the chance to see them race as they did yesterday in race 1 beautifully. The field is really spread out here this morning. The closing stages here at Misano. It's a beautiful morning here on the Adriatic coast. Just over 30 degrees Celsius. The track surface itself is up near 50 degrees Celsius. And the Pirelli tyres are screaming for mercy. They have been tortured here all weekend, but they've held up beautifully. as Rasmussen. He's dropped off fifth now, looks safe in third place. Does the race one winner. Past the grass dropped on the circuit from Arthur. As Petikoff lowers the best time to a 1:30.582. Looking to take victory here this morning. It's the South American, his first ever Formula 3 race. He was nervous when he spoke to Camilla on the grid before the start, but he's done the job. There's Rasmussen, race one winner yesterday in car 6. The 19-year-old French-born Danish driver. .555 left on the clock, plus one lap to race here for the final time this weekend at Misano. Petikoff with a lead of over a second from Leclerc, who's under investigation, but we haven't heard anything further about that. He's dropped off from his teammate, but pulled away from his other teammate in Rasmussen. Vips in fourth place has dropped off the race one winner. There's Oliver going through. And he's dropped off fifth down through Variante del Parco into the Rio corner, turn 4 here at Misano. And the left-hander going down into La Quercia, turn 8 corner. The circuit built back in 1970. Most famous for motorcycle racing, of course, the San Marino MotoGP held here for the first time back in 1985 through to 87. The original track distance, just over 3 kilometres. It used to run in the opposite direction. That was changed just over a decade ago when we brought the current track length up to 4.2 kilometres. Incidentally, the race lap record was set last year by Robin Friens in the Audi App Sport DTM car, a 1:27.29. So just over 2.5 seconds off the race pace now of these Formula 3 cars. A MotoGP bike will lap Misano in about 1:32. So it gives you an indication of speed relative to different machines. The DTM car in a 1:27 F3, 1:29 in qualifying. A MotoGP a couple of seconds off that. We approach the dying stages of the race. Rasmussen looks safe in 30, may well take the series lead, in fact, into the next round of the series at Paul Ricard in 3 weeks' time. After a victory yesterday and looking at a third place here this morning, there's Vips. Will be disappointed with fourth place. He missed pole position in qualifying by just 0.03 of a second. The timing screens went purple in Sector 1, Sector 2. But he lost something coming on to the straight. Turn 16, missed qualifying, or missed pole position in qualifying, as Rasmussen locks up a brake, runs off the circuit. The left rear Pirelli. Remember, these tyres near on 300 kilometres of racing between the two sets they're provided with. Goes down the back straight now. Vips, fourth place. Car 4 will be disappointed that he hasn't got up onto the podium, indeed taken the race win here this morning. We'll have to fight back for the next round of the series in the south of France in 3 weeks' time. Jamie coming on to the straight in 6th place. She's dropped off behind Patrick Pasma, the Finnish driver. Second yesterday the 20-year-old, racing in British F4 in the last couple of seasons. Actually went down to the subcontinent to race in the MRF series, where he finished third earlier on in the year 2020 before the world stopped. KIC Motorsport, run by Petri Lapalainen, the Finnish team. They're actually based in the north of Italy. But no one has had an answer for the Prema Power team this weekend. A fabulous race yesterday in race 1 and race 2. Unfortunately, race 3 hasn't panned out as such. There's Jamie coming on to the back straight. The dying stages of race 3 here at Misano. The field is spread out. There's not a dice amongst them, unfortunately, at the moment. And everyone will have to reset, regroup, and come back in 3 weeks' time and try and give a response to the almighty Prema Power team. Petikov with a lead of 1.2 seconds now. Pasma in 5th place. So this is the penultimate lap of the race here this morning. Patrick in P5, and that's where he'll finish ahead of Jamie Chadwick. On her first run in the Formula Regional Euro Champs in the Rodenbach machine, she's in 6th place, ahead of Chauvet and Henrion and Andrea Colla, the 2 French drivers. So the 30-minute board comes up now. It will be the last lap next time around for Jean-Luc Petikov. Fastest lap for his teammate Leclerc, who lowers the best time, a 1:30.373. There is Pierre-Louis Chauvet, the best of the French drivers for Van Amersfoort Racing Team, flying the flag for the Dutch team after the late withdrawal of Alessandro Famularo, whose car is here in pit lane but parked without a driver here this weekend. As Jean-Luc Petikov starts his final lap of the race. Rasmussen won race 1. Leclerc in 2nd place, won last night under lights in race 2. There's Pierre-Louis Chauvet. He gets the last lap board now. Car 3 for Travel Planet across the line. This is the last lap of the FIA Formula Regional European Championships, the Prema Power team. Well, who's got an answer? This weekend, nobody for the team of Angelo Rossin from Vicenza. Everyone will have to regroup and fight back in 3 weeks' time at Paul Ricard in the south of France. Rasmussen won race 1, he's in 3rd place. Leclerc won race 2, he's in 2nd. Jean-Luc Petikov is on his final lap now, down the back straight, through Il Corvone, turn 11, for the final time. Here at Misano, it's a beautiful summer's morning here in Italy. The sun is shining, the checkered flag is about to wave. It is his first ever Formula 3 victory. Once again, Prema Power team dominant. The final corner, the checkered flag comes out. O menino do Brazil, the boy from Brazil, Jean-Luc Petikov, wins in the Shell V-Power backed car 10 for Prema Power team. Leclerc across the line in 2nd, and Rasmussen, the race 1 winner, home in 3rd place. Vips car 4, position 4, Pasma car 5 in position 5. The KIC Motorsport team, they gave everything. Yuri missed pole in qualifying by just 0.03 of a second, but he's unfortunately missed the podium here this weekend. This has been a great effort all weekend from Julien Henrion. Car 33, the small family back team. And he's come home taking the checkered flag. That's a great effort. Ralph Aron, team manager for the Prema Power team. And Angelo Rossin, who has masterminded his team for the best part of 4 decades. And they have dominated the opening round of the series here this weekend. Gianluca Petikov, the South American, in car 10, takes victory in race 3 here this morning. Runs off the circuit, tries to get pick up on the tyres every last gram of weight before he comes into Parc Ferme. A perfect Sunday morning drive for Gianluca. GP wins it in car 10. Leclerc in second place with the fastest lap of the race on 1:30.373, but it's Petikov, Leclerc, Rasmussen, 1, 2 and 3. Then the KIC Motorsport entries, Vips and Passman, they'll be disappointed not to have beaten the Prema Power team. They'll fight back in 3 weeks' time at Paul Ricard. Jamie, she came home in 6th place from Pierre-Louis. Gillian in 8th, Andrea Cole in 9th, unfortunately. That second lap crash between Emilio Pesce and Consta Lapalainen robbed us of something in this race here this morning. But this is the race winner. From Sao Paulo, car 10 for Shell V-Power, Gianluca Petikov. Congratulated there by Alessandro Vantini to the right. There's Ralph Ferron, and that was Antonio Fuoco also. Sometime Ferrari Formula One test driver. Antonio here with the Prema Power team here this weekend. The bell helmet comes off for Gianluca, and we'll see him on the podium in just a moment. Rasmussen will take the series lead provisionally into the next round after his victory yesterday in race 1, and he comes home in 3rd place this morning in car 6. Arthur Leclerc, a crash in race 1, a victory in race 2, and 2nd here this morning. But Gianluca Petikov takes the victory here this morning. We'll go down to Camilla in pit lane with the race winner, Gianluca Petikov.
Hi Gianluca, congratulations on your victory. You did a fantastic job. How does it mean that victory, also looking forward the championship?
It feels great, you know. It's always great to win a race. It was really tough. We had more used tires because we completed race 1, Arthur didn't. But anyway, I tried to keep that on my mind. Got the lead in the start, and from there, it was just pushing, and really happy. Team was great, car was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Obrigado, Gianluca, who goes up to the podium. Let's take a look at the highlights of this race. Vips darted out to the right of your screen to his left, tried to take both Prema Power team drivers, had to tuck back into 3rd place, and that was soon going to be 4th. And effectively, unfortunately, let's be honest, race 1 yesterday was fabulous. Race 2 as well. Race 3, well, they were managing tyres as best as possible. Leclerc almost running off the road into the grass. And this robbed us of something as well. Emilio Pesce in car 41 coming together with Consta Lapalainen came back onto the circuit. Gillian Henry on not lucky not to be involved in that as well. Lappaline and Pesce retired there and then. And from there, the field spread out. Leclerc, that was the end of his challenge for the race victory, running off the road, coming out of turn 16. But the checkered flag comes out for the South American, Jean-Luc Petikov. Takes the victory from Leclerc, and Rasmussen, the race 1 winner, home in 3rd place. An all-Prema Power team podium. We'll see what everyone else has got for the next round of the series. There's Oliver in 3rd place. 2nd is Arthur. And Gianluca will stand on the top step of the podium here at Misano. Oliver in 3rd will take the series lead into Paul Ricard. Arthur with that DNF in race 1, just a few points behind. With 2nd place here this morning and a race 1 victory last night under lights. And Gianluca, his first ever Formula 3 victory here this morning. The national anthem of Brazil. So much support for Os Meninos, and Gianluca takes the victory. Thanks for your company. We'll see you in 3 weeks' time at Paul Ricard in the south of France. This has been the FIA Formula Regional European F3 Championship, presented to you by WSK Promotion. We'll see you at Paul Ricard.
Non si può entrare.